So you work at an advertising and marketing agency and there's a big client pitch happening that you have to work on. Isn't that why you're here? You could be a copywriter, strategist, planner, or in client servicing. This video will help you learn my 7-step process of creating solid pitch decks for advertising clients. Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Rahul Mandal, aka Mandal Bhari. I'm a brand communication and creative strategist with 8+ years of experience, and I'm the founder of and strategy coach at mandalbhari.com. My goal is to help young strategists and creative marketing professionals strengthen their creative problem solving skills through strategic thinking. I have pitched advertising campaigns and social media marketing strategies to hundreds of clients over the last many years. In this video, I've put together a step-by-step, easy to understand guide on how to create impressive pitch decks and win new clients. If you're pitching for the creative mandate of a brand, your pitch presentation needs to cover these 7 elements. First, decoding the brief. Second, market scan. Third, understanding of the brand. Fourth, target audience. Fifth, strategy and creative idea. 6, campaign rollout. And 7, media and budgets. Now there's an additional bonus point which you will find out if you watch this video till the end, so do stick around and I promise you won't be disappointed. Step 1 is to decode and dissect the brief. Most advertising strategy plan guides on YouTube directly jump into the problem insight solution approach, which works well if when you're making strategies for existing clients where you know the market, you understand the brand and also what works for the client. But when it comes to new business development pitches, new client pitches, both the agency and the client are new to each other, and hence it becomes important for the agency to not just showcase ideas but also a strong understanding of the brand and the market and win a competitive edge over other agencies in the pitch. So decode the brief by summarizing your understanding of the business, the key market challenges, the target audience, and the objectives to be achieved. Keep it short and to the point. The idea is to set the right expectations and start by identifying the problem areas which the client needs solutions to. Step 2 is to do a thorough analysis of the business category and competitor brands. Quite often I've seen agency folks jump right into brainstorming ideas, put them on the slide, present it to the client, and the client just comes back saying this kind of campaign has been done already by one of our competitors, or that this kind of advertising does not work in our category. Don't be dumbfounded. I cannot emphasize how crucial it is for you to understand the market and the category that you're working with before creating any strategies. How do you do that? Here's how. Search for reports related to the industry. Type industry, market study, country, year, or industry, category drivers and trends in country, year, and look for relevant reports and jot down important points. Example, the cryptocurrency market study in India 2021, or financial services category drivers and trends in India 2022. Point number 2. List down the key observations, challenges, opportunities, and trends in the category. Third, shortlist top 3 competitors of the brand and analyze their marketing activities in the last 3 years. Check their social media, PR articles, and their website. Conclude this session with a learnings and takeaway slide summarizing all that you've learned from the study and create a connecting hook for the section that's next up. Now that we are done studying the category and the competitors, it's now time to understand what our brand is like. Now, this is where most newer or novice agencies lose the pitch. They have great creative ideas, nice campaign thoughts, but zero understanding of brand strategy, and that's a huge turnoff for clients and brand managers. So make sure that you look up Google and read up things like the CMO interviews, brand head interviews about their vision for the brand, and put a simple slide mentioning the following points: the brand's philosophy, its positioning space, its brand persona and tone of voice, and the brand purpose. This helps you and your creative team design the right communication and messaging, keeping the brand's foundational idea in place and not divert far away from it. Before we proceed to step 4, if you are new to this channel and you're digging the content of this video, do like the video and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you get notified every time I put up a new video. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to hit the subscribe button. Do it. Step 4. Understanding the target audience. Now that we've understood the brand, the category, the business and the different challenges, it's now time to understand more about our target audience that we have to market to. This is how to do it. First, segment the audience based on their usage of the category or markets or age groups. Identify how consumer behavior changes within the category. Second, create an ICP, that is, an ideal consumer profile. Design the demographics and the daily routines and habits of the type of consumer who should buy from you. Third, identify a key insight. A key insight is a unique revelation about your audience in relation to the category's universe that you can hinge your strategy on. This insight is going to be the key to a strong strategy. Step 5 is the strategy and its creative articulation or the campaign idea. Now, after all the build-up and all the homework that we've done, it's now time for the main show. So, different strategists have different ways of representing their strategy on a slide. Now, there are two ways that I do it, and they help me define my strategy in a very clear and concise way. Now, strategy is about making informed decisions. And that decision depends on analyzing what I call the ABCP mix, which is the audience, the brand, the category, and the problem statement. To arrive at the campaign strategy, I first use the Venn diagram representation, where I define what's the audience truth, the category truth, and our brand truth. We need to identify the problem statement that exists in either of these circles that we need a solution to, keeping the other two factors in mind. The campaign strategy lies at the intersection between these three circles, where it answers what the campaign needs to do. Example. Let's say you're working on a mutual fund brand and these are your findings from research and study. The category. All mutual fund brands are encouraging their audience to grow their wealth for the long-term goals. The brand truth. Our brand, say XYZ Mutual Fund, is a late entrant in the BFSI market but is focused on growing the young investor segment. And the audience truth is that the young audience, which is under the age of 25 years, likes to live in the present and does not really focus on long-term goals. So the campaign strategy is to get youngsters started on their investing journey with XYZ Mutual Fund to achieve shorter-term goals. Now the problem statement alternatively could have been around the brand or the category as well, but in this case it was around the audience and hence that's what the strategy tackles head on. We'll deep dive more into how to identify problem statements and associated strategies in another video. Now that we have the campaign strategy, we need to design the creative brief to help the creative team bring the idea to life. This is where the key human insight comes into play. For our example, let's say the insight is, young professionals spend some amount of money every month on subscription-based services but don't use all of them regularly. Now we need to use this audience insight to turn the campaign strategy into a creative idea. This is how I do it. So I use the popularly known get who to buy statement, which is basically the communication strategy statement or the creative brief. Now this is how it goes. Get the audience with a problem statement, who have an insight with respect to the category, to intended change we want to stimulate by the strategic approach to communication. Now how does this apply to our example? Here's how. Get the young audience under 25 years who don't think of long-term goals, who spend some money every month on subscriptions they don't often use, to start investing with XYZ mutual funds by encouraging them to spend the same amount to start a short-term goal fund. Based on the strategic direction arrived at, it's now the creative team's job to come up with creative campaign ideas that is aligned with the strategy. Now, this is where you might want to include not just one, but 2 or 3 different creative routes that follow the same strategy but are executed differently. Giving 2 to 3 different creative routes on the same strategy enables the client to, understand more about the agency's creative capabilities while keeping a constant strategy in mind. For our example, I've put down two creative routes or spaces to demonstrate how the same strategy could be manifested into creative communication in different ways. Campaign route 1 is around the space of fear of missing out, which says, starting early is starting strong. Hashtag invest young. Campaign route 2 is around the space of ambition, which says, where you want to be starts with where you put your money at. Subscribe to your goals. It is important to present all of these ideas without bias towards any particular one. Leave space for dialogue and build a collaborative conversation with your client, making them feel a part of the process. Now that the campaign strategy and creative idea has been established, step 6 is about campaign rollout, about how we bring this particular campaign to life. Now this includes two important aspects. First, channel strategy. What are the media channels that we will activate for the campaign and how to use each one effectively to its advantage? Second, campaign phases. How will the campaign start? What will be our hero asset? What are the supporting assets and activities? What will each phase accomplish? And how long should each phase last? Now, this section of the presentation is what will help clients see how a brand idea comes to life in execution. Include all of your creative mocks and samples over here. Make sure you include a brand key visual, a brand film script, mocks for outdoor as well as print, and some digital creatives and mockups as well. Brownie point tip. Add a social media strategy and creative samples to complement the campaign and showcase integrated capabilities to your client. Lastly, step 7 is all about media strategy and budget allocation. Based on the campaign assets, the media channels, and the brand objectives, include a single slide containing the plan of action for paid media. Now, I would strongly recommend that you do not put like a whole media plan snapshot on a slide, because that will divert the client's attention from the strategy to execution nuances, and we don't want that. So just include a summary of the channels, the key metrics to measure, the percentage of budget to be allocated to each medium and to each phase. Here's a brownie point tip. Include a summary slide with the brand strategy line, the creative campaign idea, and the different creative routes on a single slide, and open up the forum for client queries and discussion. And that's how you put together a comprehensive, solid strategy pitch deck for new client meetings and win them over. Now, if you're worried about putting together such an exhaustive presentation together, don't sweat it, I got you covered. I've created a ready-to-use editable strategy presentation template in the exact flow that I took you through in this video, and you can download it for free. So go ahead and download it along with 3 more free files from the link in the description box below. I hope this video helped you understand how to put together a powerful creative strategy pitch deck and that you have more clarity on how to approach this job. If you have any questions about this presentation or about strategy, put them down in the comments below and I will try and answer them to the best of my abilities. Also, let me know what other kind of content would you like me to create around marketing, branding, advertising, or strategy. Now, don't forget to visit my website www.mandalbhari.com and don't forget to follow me on social media. So that's it for today's video, guys. This is Mandal Bhari signing off. I will see you in the next video.